Hello everyone. This is a quick video on the bed and path system that we have in our front yard space. That is where our annual beds are. We're in Denver, Colorado. We've got about 15 inches of rain annually, and it often comes in really big bursts rather than something slow and continual. So it's important that whatever systems we have can hang on to a lot of water at once. And so that's what we tried to do with this system. And this is a raised bed system, but it's also a raised path system. So everything you see here is built on top of the clay layer, which is the natural soil of this area. And so you'll see there are paths that are just wood chips. So we have a service called ChipDrop. I'll put a link in the description. You sign up. You say, I want wood chips. ChipDrop will match you with an arborist that has wood chips they need to get rid of, and they will just dump them right on the street beside your house. Ooh, a bumblebee. And then all we do is just pile them in between the beds, and your line between bed and path can be as specific or vague as you like. I think ours are generally pretty clear, but also, I think a person who doesn't know our space very well could easily be like, what? Where does it end or start? So that's a slight downside. You could obviously do any kind of simple visual, like, you could put a line of 1x2s that have like stakes in the bottom of them and just hammer it down so there's just a visual line of some kind. I've thought about that. I haven't done anything yet, but so we have our soil beds, and then we have our paths. And what is happening is, over a 1 to 2 year period or thereabouts, the wood chips and the paths break down to the point that it's effectively compost and or soil material. And so we haven't had the time to go through a full rotation of the system, but the hope is that I think probably next fall will be the first time that we can effectively do this, is that the paths are breaking down. They actually sink, and we'll take a fork of some kind and just scrape off the top layer of dry wood chips that don't break down to the back. There's a path that goes along the edge that I'll show you. So we'll scrape off all of the top chips to the back, which will be the new top of the back path here. And then what's underneath, we're actually going to shovel to either side onto the beds as new soil, and then just bring in fresh wood chips for the paths again. So that's the long-term hope for the pattern here. And I just wanted to show you, it's been really hot and dry. We are in the third quarter of July about. But I wanted to show you to see how far it takes for me to just dig down with my hand and actually find some good moist, like future soil here. So like I said, the first few inches, it's just going to be wood chips. So if you're going to do a system like this, it's got to be deep. It's got to be deep enough to catch and hold moisture. But I'd say right there, we've already hit moisture. And that's probably 2 inches. Oh look, bindweed. We've probably about 2 inches below the actual top layer. So that's pretty darn good, actually. And this is 4 feet away-ish from the nearest dripper. There's one, and there's one over here somewhere, but this is kind of like out in the middle. So as soon as you get to that point, it just gets better from there. I'll go down another few inches just to show you what this really starts to turn into. I mean, good golly, look at that. Like, yes please, that is future bed material for sure. And obviously, like, all kinds of life enjoys that as habitat as well. All kinds of fungal life. You get the mycorrhizal effect into all of your beds. It holds onto a bunch of water. The roots from all your plants can sneak their way out and find more water that way. It's pretty rockin'. We do water our beds though, like, just to be clear, this is not a no water system. This is a definitely a watered system. But figured I would show you this. And back here, this is new as of, gosh, I don't know how old this is actually, but this is not anywhere near as deep, not anywhere near as old, and I actually haven't dug here. And this is very far away from any artificial watering, but we are seeing some breakdown. That's pretty cool. Let's see. I think that's about as far as we're gonna get. Yeah. So that's clay. So this is only about 4 inches deep, and there is a little breakdown. So I would say absolute bare minimum, somewhere from 4 to 6 inches. But if you want some really good results, you can see it inclines there to, I would shoot for something like a foot, maybe 10 inches, you know? You want the depth so that it really has enough of a dimension to hold on to that water and to start that breakdown process. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything, throw them in the comments. I get to them sometimes and sometimes I don't, but hopefully this was helpful. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Just kidding, I don't care if you like and subscribe, but hopefully this was helpful.